Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Last week I had done a Q&A on my Instagram page. I had asked my followers if they have any questions around data analytics, making a career around data analytics, any interview relevant doubts. I had got multiple questions around this. I'm just making this video around all those questions. I have assembled around 50 questions here, and I'll be giving my response about what I think and what could be the potential solution or answers to these questions. Now, what I've done is I had got around 400 responses. What I've done is to categorize all of these responses around multiple sections. Now, most of the questions which my followers had asked were around the same thing. Many of them were about preparation strategies, the topics which they need to learn, and how much is SQL relevant, or what all topics we need to learn from SQL, Python, Excel. So what I've done is I've categorized, I've taken the most relevant questions, the most appropriate questions, and I've categorized them, taking the top 5 or top 10 of those questions, and I put them into categories. So what I've formulated here is I've created 6 or 7 different categories, and I put all these questions into them. I will not be discussing almost all the questions because the time does not permit, but I'll be discussing the top 5 or 10 questions of that category. Now, what all are those categories? First category is roadmap and resources for data analytics purpose. The second category is career gap and switching to data analytics field. The third category which I've created here is interviews and data analytics companies which hire. The fourth category here I've created is on the projects for data analytics. The fifth category is future scope of data analytics. The next category is around case study and problem solving and increasing the quantitative ability to crack data analytics roles. The next category here is onto the resume. And the final category is whether the AI will be taking the data analyst jobs or not. So these are the various categories which I've created here. So definitely these, will be very much fruitful for you guys. And I'll request you to stick around this video if you want to make your career into data analytics, because all these questions I've discussed into a lot of detail into this video going ahead. So let us move forward to the very first section, which is onto the roadmap and the resources to crack the data analytics. Let us see what are the questions which I've got around this section. So the very first question is, please bhaiya give the roadmap to become the data analyst. The next question is, how many months will it take to learn data analytics and what are the main skills? How to get into this industry? The roadmap to get a job as data analyst. As you can see, the same keyword is repeating multiple times, such as roadmap, or what are the skills which is required, or what are the resources which is required. Then next question is, how much Python is needed? What are the skills required to become a data analyst? How much knowledge do we need to have in this field? सबसे पहले क्या सीखना स्टार्ट करें और कहाँ से करें? Again, around the resources. I want to train into data analytics. Can you please suggest the roadmap and resources? Best SQL course for free. Good resources to learn Python. सर एक प्रॉपर लिस्ट दे दो क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स की सीक्वल इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस के लिए गाइड कर दो सर. Prepare some basic to advanced question for freshers to 3 years. Please suggest Excel course. How to get dream data analyst job as a fresher. How much time is required to become good hands on SQL queries? Now, friends, all of these questions I put into the very first section, which is onto the roadmap and resources. And I've kept this section into the very first of this video because this is the most important section of this video. Now, the roadmap to become data analyst. Now, what I've done is I've created a roadmap PDF for you. Into this roadmap PDF, what you'll find is the top skills which are required for you to become the data analyst, such as SQL, Python, Excel, Power BI. These are the top 4 skills, and you can take stats as well. If you learn these skills, definitely you'll be getting a job as a fresher or even a 3-4 year experienced person. Even if you're switching the field, these 4 skills are enough to crack a job into the field of data analyst. Now, into this PDF, what I've done is I've written down the topics. If you just learn these topics, these are enough. 80% topics are covered here, whatever is required to become or get a data analyst role. Now, from where you will be learning these topics, so I've attached the links as well of the top YouTube channels, resources which have helped people in past to get job as a data analyst. If you utilize these resources, definitely it will be helpful for you, because these are the top notch creators and the top notch resources, free resources available on the internet or YouTube. So this PDF, I'll be attaching the link into the description box, and you can fetch and start learning and follow this PDF generously in a disciplined way. Definitely you will be finding a job by the end of maybe 90 days or 100 days. Now let's say you're coming from a coding background, you have some coding knowledge, you have done some coding into your college days or school days. So it should not take more than 90 days for you to complete this roadmap. But let me assume that you're not coming from a coding background. Then in that case it will take some more time for you. You can dedicate, let's say, 50 days. You can start with SQL is the main skill which is needed to become a data analyst. You should start with SQL, and you should go to Excel. Then you should start with Python or Power BI, depending on your interest. If you want to go into the dashboarding side, you can learn Power BI first. But if you want to go into somewhat a data engineering kind of role or a coding heavy role, you can take up Python and make your career into that. What I would say is to start with SQL, and you can follow all these resources which I mentioned here. SQL is a bread and butter for any data role. So the sooner you start, the better it is for you, the good decision it is for you. So start with these resources, follow these topics, it is enough. Practice questions on lead code. Even you can do chat gpt, you can just write, give me top SQL interview questions which are asked nowadays into data analyst role. So chat gpt will give you, and you can practice your questions from there. So these tactics or strategies will be helpful for you to crack data analyst. Now coming to Excel. So for Excel you won't find much useful resources onto the internet. You'll find courses, that is for sure, but problem solving, from where you'll be practicing questions, because that is the kind of questions which they'll ask into the interviews. So for that I've created my own playlist of solved around 100 questions that will be enough for you to crack the data analyst role. That will be enough for crack data analyst role questions for asked in Excel. So that is for Excel purpose. Python, same, you can follow the links or good YouTube channels, good YouTube creators to learn Python. And then you can practice questions on lead code. You can just simply Google it out, or you can ask ChatGPT as well for giving you the questions. So using these strategies definitely will help you. And mind you, if you're coming from coding background, it should not take more than 100 days for you. And if you're coming from a non-coding background, it should not take more than 180 days for you to crack a data analyst role. As soon as you are done with SQL and Excel, I would request you to start looking out for job, because simultaneously you can prepare for Python and start looking for a job. If you're getting a job, well and good, you can apply your you can learn through the job as well. You can learn Python through the job as well, by doing stuff, by doing into real kind of data or projects. So that actually helps. So this was all around the roadmap. I'll attach the roadmap link into the description box, and this was onto the resources. What all resources do you need to become a data analyst? If you have any specific questions around that, into the roadmap or the resources which are needed, definitely you can find them into the PDF, or you can comment down below and I'll answer that into the comment section. And for interview questions, one more thing what I would like to share here is, try to practice. You're practicing on lead code, that is very good, but also try to practice real interview questions which are asked into the interviews. So you can find for SQL and Excel onto my YouTube channel only. I'll attach the playlist links into the description box. For Python, you can find onto the internet, just Google or search top data analyst questions asked in Python, and you'll get the list of those questions. Similarly, for Power BI, you can get the same. So this was onto the roadmap and resources for data analyst role. Let us move to the next section. The next section is onto the career gap and switching to data analyst field. This is the most demanded kind of questions which I get a lot of on a daily basis. People from BSc, BTech, in mechanical, or BCom, BBA, MA, all these kind of backgrounds, MBA, they want to switch into the data analytics field. They find it relevant and according to their interest, which is very good. But how to switch into this field? So first of all, the predominant thing which is required here is the skills. So you can't negotiate onto your skill. That is the priority for you at the moment. So after you have done your preparation, let us say you have taken 100 days to prepare completely, you have covered the basics, you have also practiced questions on lead code, you should then look out for job. Now how to switch into the data field? Before that, let's see the kind of questions which we have received here. So a very relevant question is how to counter career gaps. Let's say many people, I get message around they are preparing for UPSC, and it's been like 3-4 years they haven't cracked UPSC. Now they want to switch into the data analytics field, or they are preparing for MBA, they want to switch into the data analytics field. How should they proceed? So I get a lot of these questions on a daily basis, and they want to counter career gaps. So how can you guys do that, or those people can do that? We'll see that. The next question is, after a 4 years career gap, I want to crack a job into the data analytics field. How? Question is BTech CSE and MBA field कैसी है? Is there a possibility to get data analyst job without any experience into the corporate? I'm currently working into the technical support projects from 4 years, planning to shift. Hi bro, I have a gap of 2 years. I'm a fresher. Will I get data analyst job? Can a career gap person get a fresher job? क्या BSc वालों को स्कोप है डेटा एनालिटिक्स फील्ड में? How the market condition is to making a switch as a 3 year experienced person? Can a commerce graduate become data analyst? Difference between data analytics, data science, and machine learning engineers. So all of these questions I've received into this section. Now, if you have experience, I can see one question which is about how the market condition is right now to make a switch in as a 3 year experienced person. So market condition keeps on fluctuating day by day. It is never constant. So, and I would say try to be positive. Sometimes the market is on a downward trend, but even in those scenarios you will find a job. It just you have to apply in a differently than what other people are doing. Whatever the crowd is doing, you need not require to follow that. You have to have your own strategy and find ways, unique ways to reach out to the recruiter or hiring managers. One of the ways is through personalized invite or cold emailing. I've got almost all of my offers till now through cold emailing or personalized invite, reaching out to people on LinkedIn. This has been a very powerful weapon for me till now. So I would request you, if you are a fresher or you are a experienced person, also keep reaching out to people on LinkedIn, relevant people, of course, people who are working into the data analytics field, business analyst field, especially managers, directors, vice presidents. You can reach out to them, ask for a particular job role opportunity, demonstrate that you are capable enough to work with them and work into the field. You have the right skills to do that, and that will definitely help you. Now let's say if you have a career gap, how to compensate that? First of all, I would say is be honest with you, and be honest in the interview as well. Let's say you're preparing for UPSC, and for some reasons you could not be able to crack it. There should be no shame in telling into the interview that you were not able to do that. And being honest definitely helps you, and it shows that you are honest, and you'll be going forward, you will be honest into your work as well if you are being hired. So it will help you, and try to show that now when you are switching to the data analytics field, it is with the full purpose, and you will be serving the purpose of being an analyst, and you'll be working dedicatedly going forward. So you should try to show that kind of character into the interview, and it will help you in getting the job role. Now, how to compensate all these different kind of gap years which people have? If you have any of such reasons, such as health reason, or let's say if you are preparing for UPSC, MBA, these are some genuine reasons for having a career gap. You don't need to compensate it. It will be a hard time to impress the interviewer around this, but it's fine to be honest. According, that's my perspective around that. But let's say with some or the other reasons you generally have a career gap, you weren't doing anything into that time, or you were handling family business, something like that you were trying to do. So what you can do is to compensate these people. First of all, if you were handling, let's say, some startup or content creation, or some business you were handling, so you can put that into the experience section. Or let's say you can put yourself as you were volunteering somewhere at some NGO, and you help them into multiple others way. This is also a kind of experience which you can add. The other thing which you can compensate is with adding certifications. You can do multiple certifications from Coursera, Udemy, and multiple other platforms into data analytics, Python, SQL, Excel. You can add a lot of these certification, and you can show that you are trying to learn all of these skills, and now you are well equipped with it, and you are ready to dive into the data analytics field. So that is a character which you can show into the interview, and it won't be a easy journey, is what I would try to say here, but it won't be impossible as well for you to crack into the data analyst role if you follow all of these things. Now, a lot of different questions we can find here around people asking whether they are a BSc graduate or a BCom graduate, a BBA graduate, whether they can switch into the data analyst field or not. My simple answer is yes. Anybody can do that. Anybody can switch into the data analytics field. Condition applied that you have the right skills. If you show that you have these skills, hands on experience on SQL, Python, all of these skill sets, they will definitely hire you. So you need to show that into your interview. How you will be doing that is to going through the roadmap which I've shared earlier, using the free resources. You can definitely get that. How will you get experience you can get through adding certifications, or even if you can do some internships online, that will help you. If you're getting some offline internships, that is also very good. Now initially you might not get a role which is 100% data analyst, but even if I would say if you're getting a role which is 50% of a data analyst role and 50% it could be a operations role or a program management kind of a role, I would say go for it. It is a worth. And after 2 years you may switch and go to a purely analytics field that will try to help you. But I would say that will be a good thing for you as well as for the employer if you are getting hired for such a kind of a role. BTech CSC plus MBA field कैसी है? I would say this is a different kind of field which is originating nowadays. ऐसा नहीं था कि पहले ये फील्ड नहीं थी, काफ़ी सारे ट्रिपल आईटीज हमारे कंट्री में ये सारी फील्ड्स है जो डुअल डिग्री प्रोवाइड करती है. But this is a very interesting field is what I would say. You're getting the hands-on experience onto the computer science language, and you're also getting some management experience knowledge as well. So people, there are employers who are looking for such candidates, highly in demand, and you can transition your career as well into the data role from this field. So I would say definitely you should go for this field, and later on, let's after 4 or 5 years, you can decide whether you want to switch into the coding field or you want to do a management, and simply you want to be a product manager or a business manager or a program manager, something of this kind of roles you can switch into. Let us move to the next section, interviews and data analytics companies. Let us see what are the different questions here. Very interesting questions, I would say, very useful. Just stick around into this discussion and it will help you definitely. How to prepare for data analytics interviews? Bhai, I am from non-technical background and I learned SQL and Power BI, but I'm not getting confidence. My syllabus is completed, but I'm not getting interview calls. How to prepare for interview as a fresher? Best companies for data analyst freshers to start. Bro, I applied to multiple jobs, still no response from anywhere. Anything, what can I do? Help me. So friends, first of all, I would like to cover the best companies for data analyst freshers to start. So here I'll be attaching a list of the top companies, even startups, MNCs. They hire a lot of data analyst people because data field is into the demand right now at the moment. So I'll attach the list of all those companies so you can refer to these companies here. Uh, Now what you can do is I'll suggest is prepare a Excel sheet and note down all these companies. Get the IDs of the top managers or directors working into the data analyst field into all of these companies, and just reach out to them onto LinkedIn. You can try to find emails of the professionals. There are multiple tools available onto the internet through which you can get email ID of people. So try to find email IDs, reach out to them through email and asking them for help or asking them for data analyst roles opportunities. Now, data analyst, you should not only be restricted to apply for data analyst role. You can also apply for a business analyst role. You can also apply for a business intelligence analyst role, or a product analyst role, or a system analyst role. So all of these roles, they have common skills which are required, which is SQL, Python, Excel, Power BI, around them only. So definitely you should apply as a fresher. Even if you have a 3 year experience and you're not sure, you're switching to the data analytics field, try to target these kind of roles, and this will help you going ahead into the future, because you're trying to maximizing your possibility of getting interviews and then getting the offer letter simultaneously. So this will definitely try to help you any day applying for multiple other job roles and just not restricting yourself for data analyst role. Now, how to prepare for data analytics interview is I will try to cover at the moment. You should be proficient in SQL, Python, Power BI, and Excel. Next, what you should do is to practice questions on lead code. Lead code is a must on SQL, Python. You should at least be equipped with easy and medium level problems. You're able to solve that without looking into the solution. Lead code is a great platform having questions which are up to the mark of the interviews, and it can help you to get an idea about where are you lacking, which concepts you are not able to get. All these ideas you can get through lead code. So that will be very much helpful for you practicing questions on lead code. And same you can do with Python and Excel. You can have my playlist. I've solved 100 questions, and you won't find such playlist onto the internet, anywhere onto the internet. You won't find. So this is a very useful playlist onto Excel, which would definitely advise you to practice questions from if you are switching for Excel role, and if you're learning Excel. So this was around how you should prepare for data analytics interview. After practicing from lead code, search for questions which are asked into the real interviews, real data analytics interviews, onto SQL, Python, Excel. Excel you can find onto my playlist, and the same SQL, for SQL as well, I have created a playlist which will be useful for you. So using that playlist as well, you can clear a lot of interviews around data analyst roles. So this is the roadmap of how to prepare for data analytics interviews. One thing which is missing here is solving case studies and guesstimate problems, which I'll be coming to. I've created a section next, which in which I'll be covering the case studies and the guesstimate part. So if a person is switching from a non-technical background and they aren't getting confidence on SQL, Power BI, Excel, the only way to get confidence is to practice more and more questions. There's no shortcuts here. I don't have any shortcut advice here that you complete this cheat sheet, and or you have this PDF with you, just cover these and this will be enough. No, I don't have any those kind of advice here. I would say just practice and practice more, and that is only helpful for clearing out interviews at the moment. Even if you are coming from a non-technical background, there's no shortcut here. Syllabus completed, not getting interview calls. So friends, for this, for getting more and more interview calls, you have to do something which other people aren't doing. You have to do something which is out of the crowd. So think how you can reach out to recruiter into multiple ways. One of the or two of the things is using cold emailing or using personalized invite to people, reach out to people on LinkedIn. These are two ways with which you can do that, and try to think of more and more ways through which how you can reach out to recruiter and maximize your potential to get the job. So this is just an advice from my side. Definitely you can try to make a profile on Naukri, that also helps. And all those job portals, just upload your resume into as many job portals as you can, and try to find roles that never is a disadvantage. But the thing is, if you're just hitting the LinkedIn easy apply button, which lakhs and lakhs of other candidates are also hitting, you won't be getting any calls. Definitely, I mean, because everybody is doing that. Why? What is that special which you are doing for that position? So you will have to find some or the other ways to get a different kind of interview, schedule or something other. You have to think out of the box at the moment, is what I would say, because the competition is quite a lot. So you'll have to stand out of the crowd. Bro, I applied to multiple jobs, still no response. So again, if you're just hitting LinkedIn Easy Apply or you're just applying onto the career portal, it won't help. Try to ask for referrals from different people, people working into the field. Try to ask for referrals from them, and the same thing. Reach out to emails or reach out via personalized invite. That are some of the ways through which you can reach out or look for jobs. Now, what you should write into the personalized invite messages. Let's say if I'm sending it to a person who is working in Amazon, I'm sending it to let's say business analyst manager. So what should I write? I'll be writing, hi, let's say the name is Ashutosh of the manager. So hi Ashutosh, I'm looking for data analyst roles or business analyst roles. I'm proficient in SQL, Python, Power BI, Excel. Please let me know if you have such opportunities available at the moment, and please find my resume attached, and you can attach the resume link. You can upload your resume onto the Google Drive, and you can attach the link of your resume. So this is the personalized invite, 100 words or 300 words note which I will be sending with my purpose of sending the request. There is a very high chance that if you send requests with personalized invite, you will be getting interview calls. And maintain all of these things on a sheet, and daily you should sit for 1 hour just for this purpose. If you're fresher, sit for 1 hour. You maintain this Excel sheet to track your interview calls, or what you did correct, why did you get an interview call, or what you did wrong and why did you not get an interview call. And let's say some people accept the connection request but they won't reply to you, so it is your responsibility to follow up with them, and ask for opportunities. Don't expect people to respond to you. It is your responsibility, and take that ownership, is what I would say. So, and also don't get demotivated, because if you message 100 people, only 3 or 4 will reply, even not 3 or 4. So don't get demotivated by all of these things. What I would say is keep the loop running and keep applying and keep following the process. Definitely, one or the other day, you will be getting your dream role, is what I'll try to convey here. So, all these things work. Let us move to the next section, which is around the projects, the most important part of your resume, and why people get interview calls, why people get hired. I'll be discussing all these things around project questions. The very first question is, Bhaiya, please help me to make a project. How to do project into data analytics and get my first job. How to explain your company project into more detail. We need more real-time project ideas. Completed 5 SQL plus Power BI projects, not feeling confident about interviews. Now, first question which I'll be covering here is how to explain project into the interviews. Many people, they don't know how to convey their ideas of whatever project, whatever work they have done into the interviews. They don't know to write even into the resume, which is a very bad thing. It creates a bad impression. So how to explain projects structurally into the interviews is you can follow the STAR method. Now, STAR stands for S stands for situation, T stands for tasks, and A stands for action, and R stands for result. I'll explain this with an example. Let's say there's a company, and in that company, they're doing a lot of tasks manually onto Excel. Now, you as a data analyst, you thought of automating all of these tasks using Python. You'll be writing a Python code to automate all of these tasks. So the problem statement of the situation here is there are a lot of different manual tasks, and it can be automated. So there should be a tool or a mechanism which should be built to automate all such manual tasks, so that we can fix all of these manual errors or the time consumption which is goes on and on around daily. So you can save a lot around that. So this is the situation or the problem statement. Next is task. So what are the tasks which you took to solve this problem? So the tasks which you thought of is you looked over the process, over the manual process, and thought of automating it using the Python code. You're thinking to write a Python code, and a lot of different tasks, let us say, you will be taking. So all of these things will come into task. Now, A stands for action. So what are the actions which you took? So you wrote the Python code, you analyzed all of these Excel sheets, what are the process a person manually they're doing, and you try to automate that using Python modules, Python code. So all of these are actions which you took. The most and important thing here is R, which is the result. So what is the impact which you brought by doing this project? Okay, you will have the knowledge of Python, you have the knowledge of SQL, you have the knowledge of Excel, but what is the difference which you created by knowing that? So all these things, they'll come into the R, which is the result, and this is what is matters the most to the interviewer, is what I would be saying. So let's say earlier the same task manually which used to take 4 hours, now through code it is just completed in 4 minutes. So you can just imagine the you're saving a lot and lot amount of time, and the same time the person can dedicate into other things. So it can be more productive for the company. So you're saving time. In other words, you're saving money of that company. So this is a great impactful project. So this is just a simple project idea, and this is how you should also explain your project into the real interviews through the STAR method. So this is how you can explain projects into interviews. Now, Bhaiya, help me to make a project, or we need to make real time project ideas. So I've created around 5 to 6 SQL plus dashboarding projects onto my YouTube channel. Some of those have got views into lakhs as well. So many people have got jobs after adding those projects into the resume. And this is what I'm telling is right. You can verify that into the comment sections of all of those videos. Many of my known people have also got jobs. Many people from good colleges such as NITs as well, they have got jobs by adding these projects into their resume. So if people are getting jobs and you aren't utilizing the same resources, I don't know, then you should be using first of all those resources. And on top of that, you can also think, so what will happen is when you look of, so all these projects are in very industry relevant. Whatever questions, whatever situations I would face into the industry, I would try to simulate a kind of a similar thing from around the different applications which we use on a daily basis, and I will try to demonstrate the same thing into the projects which I've created. So all these projects are very industry relevant. That is why the interviewers who interview the people who have added these projects, they think, okay, this person has some industry relevant experience, and they will hire them. So it is not a guarantee that if you add this project, people will hire you, but the chances of getting interview calls and the selection increases if you have these things into your resume, is what I would say. So definitely you can think of adding, you can just look the top viewed videos onto my channel on the projects SQL dashboarding, and add them, or think of, first of all, learn and then implement according to your perspective. Think of the similar thing which you can do onto your project, or similar thing which you can implement, and try to do that. Real time project ideas, again the same thing. I mean, you'll get a lot of different ideas. I've made a project onto the Namma Yatri, application. Namma Yatri is a real uh, application which is onto the app store. So I've created a project around that. That is a very real kind of a project. So you can definitely think of more such kind of ideas. You won't find real data sets onto the internet. There are some websites you can find, some government websites definitely, Indian government, US government, but no company will leak their data in this time. So you won't find real data sets. You'll have to create dummy data sets and create. You'll find data sets definitely. There are multiple other websites, such as Google has its own feature to give you data sets. Kaggle, GitHub, all these different platforms, they have multiple data sets for sure. But are they real? No idea. I mean, even if they are real, they are very outdated is what I would say. So try to find real data sets. Definitely there are some websites, but you won't get that much real data set if you want, because that will be a security breach, right? If some company is leaking out real data sets, you'll have to make your projects onto dummy data sets or download from these websites which I have mentioned right now at this moment. So these are some of the things which you should be taking care of. One interesting question is, somebody has completed 5 SQL Power BI projects, but they aren't getting confidence about interviews. So what I would say is, confidence does not come by adding projects into your resume. It comes through practicing more and more questions. The more questions you practice, the more confidence you get by adding projects, because projects you're trying to mimic, right? And also projects you do at the very last. You have completed your practice questions on lead code, you have practice questions on real interview questions, and then you'll be proceeding to do projects. So that should be the motive of doing projects. Not, it should not be done into the initial phase, at what I would be saying. So projects you should definitely try to add, but it should mimic of what you have learned, is what I would say. That should be done at the very last, and it will not give you confidence. Definitely it will help you to get interview calls. Projects get you to interview calls because it shows that the person has hands-on experience onto all of these skill sets, and if being hired, they won't need to be trained. They are equipped with their own self-learning thing while they have completed this project. So this was the around the project and the different things which you can do to add more and more good projects into your resume, because that is what people look, interviewers look into your resume when they are looking for interviews. They'll be calling you for interviews. So let us move to the next topic. Next topic is the future scope of data analyst role. Let us see what are the different questions which I've received here. Which is better for career growth, business analyst or data analyst? Future scope of data analyst and Power BI. Suggest all job roles similar to data analyst. What should people choose as a career, web development or data? Now, web development and data both are different kind of careers. Both demand different skill sets. So there's no similarity between them. They're both different fields. So if you have the very simple thing, which I would say, and you should question yourself, is, do you have interest in coding more, or do you have interest in maths and you like analyzing stuff? You love numbers. You have will have to question yourself these two questions. If you have more interest into coding, go for web dev. If you are more interested into numbers, data, maths, calculations, go into a data role that is fit for you. So this is a simple question which can solve your doubts or anything. So I would definitely suggest you to question yourself, and you'll only be getting the right answer, which is the right career. Both are lucrative field. Both have highest demand, and both give a lot of pay as well. They are at the same level, but it is just that what do you want into your career going ahead. You can try to experiment as well. Try to be a data analyst for 2 years. If you don't like, switch into a web dev role, and vice versa. You can do that anytime. If you're a fresher, you have that flexibility. So I would just definitely suggest you to doing that. Suggest all job roles similar to data analyst. So it is data analyst, business analyst, product analyst, system analyst, business intelligence analyst. All of these roles, they have expertise on SQL, Python, Power BI, Excel, stats. So all of these roles, they hire for these roles only. So you can look for these. Future scope of data analyst, it is very much bright as the lights which are coming around me. definitely for 10 years, as soon as AI, ML, ChatGPT, all these things are there, data roles will be in high demand because all of these algorithms, the base is built on to data. So and you need to train these models onto good data. For that, you will be needing data analysts who would, or data engineers who will be doing that, or data scientists as well. Now, how the job similarities look like between all of these, or what are the difference between a data analyst, a data scientist, data engineer is. So the let's say there's a software team who will be giving data to the data engineers. First of all, now it is the data engineer's responsibility to get the data from the source, and it should reach out to either data analysts or data scientists. Now they will be processing the data using ETL processes, different kind of ETL processes or architecture built at their end. After the data is processed, now data analysts will be using that data to analyze different type of metrics. For example, Zomato sales have gone down. So data analyst purpose or the task is to analyze or find the root cause of why the sales have been going down for Zomato. It is the responsibility of data analyst. Now, what is the task of data scientists? So data scientists also need good data to work on, clean data to work on. So after the data engineers, they have provided data. It is the data scientists who will run the ML models and provide recommendations to the companies. Let's say they'll be providing recommendation as run this coupon between 4 to 6 p.m. and you will find a lot of new customers onboarded onto your platform. So these are some of the recommendations which the data scientists they give. Also, let's say all of these coupons which you scratch cards which you get after doing transactions, all are different for different people, right? I mean, I would get a different scratch card from a different third party company, like let's say Zomato or Swiggy, and you'll be getting a different scratch card for doing the same transaction. All these offers are very much personalized according to the user thing. So whatever I will be reacting with, that is how I'll be getting the offers onto the application. So let's say I use Zomato a lot onto the application. So definitely after doing the transactions, I will be getting the coupons more around Zomato, Swiggy, around all of these things, because the potential of doing a transaction at a later stage is quite high than me getting a offer, let's say from Puma. Let's say I've never done shopping for shoes. I am not a prominent potential customer to be doing a transaction around that. So all of these recommendations, they come through algorithms which data scientists run into the background, and that is the responsibility of the data scientist. So you can just assume the career growth, it's quite good into this field. All of these fields are emerging, and a lot of demand of data going ahead as well. So the future scope is quite bright, I would say. Similarly for Power BI, so it's all about dashboarding. People need to have visibility onto the data, especially leadership, the top managers. They need to get decisions quite fast. They want to act fast. So all of these data, if they have onto a dashboard, the ability to take decisions is quite fast. So dashboarding is also going to be prominent into the coming time. The next section here is onto the case studies and problem solving. So these are the generally the questions which hiring managers they will ask you. They'll ask you to solve a case study problem. Let us say that, take the similar question: Zomato sales have been going down. What or how are the ways which you will be identifying it? So better is to give answers based on numbers. There's no right or wrong answer to this. It is just like interviewers, they are looking onto how deep you can think. Basically, they are trying to see your problem solving capability as well. So all of these things matters here. So just try to be as much as data driven here. Try to make your all of your decisions using data, and that will show that okay, that person is data inclined, because you're being hired for a data role, so they will expect you to be the same. Now from where you can practice problems onto case studies, so I'll be attaching links to some of the videos through which you can learn case study. You just watch 5 or 6 of them, how the person is solving, and you'll definitely get an idea and face that into the interviews. So this is the case. I'll be attaching the link into the description box, and how to improve problem solving skills. So it is just to practice seeing, also seeing other people's solution. It helps a lot. You'll be able to think into that direction. So just try to solve as many as different case studies. I'll be attaching PDFs as well. So especially these case studies problems, they are uh, a lot of prominent into the top B schools such as IIMs, FMS, XLRI. So these have PDF consulting clubs they have into their colleges, which release section or a PDF every year. So you will find multiple PDFs around solving case studies through these top MBA schools, and this is the good way, the best way to solve case problems into the interviews. So you'll find all these PDFs as well. I'll be attaching a links of all those PDFs, if whatever I'll be getting, into the description box, so you can find them from there. Moving to the next section, and one of the most important section why you'll be getting interview call is the resume. So let us see what are the questions. हेलो सर, मैंने डेटा एनालिटिक्स का कोर्स कंप्लीट कर लिया है, आप थोड़ा रेज्यूमे का गाइड कर दो कैसे क्या करना पड़ेगा. Resume for data analytics. So friends, for this purpose I'll be attaching the link of my resume through which I've got 5+ offer letters from different companies and a lot of different shortlistings. So you can follow this resume format only, and it will help you to grab a lot of different job opportunities. There are few sections onto the resume which, if you're a fresher, you should add, or even if you're 3-5 years experienced person, you should add. First is your education, next is your skill sets, next is the projects or the work experience which you have done, certifications if any, and education and about yourself. Just these sections are enough. You don't need to add anything apart from all of these things. These are enough to get you a job. And if you want a resume template, you can find that into the description section as well. And the resume should be just of one page. It should not cross one page. It should have high readability. While looking at the resume, I should feel that it should attract me to read. I want to read it more, because if you have things written clumsy, in a clumsy way and paragraph way, I won't get the interest in reading that resume. So you should have points into bullets, and the main things you should mark them into bold. So that will actually help you to get more shortlisting of your resume. The next section is AI. There is a AI hype coming to take data analytics job roles. How realistic this is in India? What can a data analyst do to upskill so that AI won't take job? Very prominent questions in today's time. Now AI is too dangerous. Speaking frankly, now how am I using AI into my job, into the day-to-day job? Is earlier, let's say there was a problem which I was trying to solve. I'll be writing the code from very much scratch, from the zero level. But now what I'm doing is, if I'm getting a problem, I go to ChatGPT or the internal AI tools. I put my problem statement there. AI is giving me the query, and it is very much correct, like very much correct. I just need to do simple here and there tweaks, and it is giving me the right result now. So that is what AI is dangerous. But AI will be taking up jobs is what is a very doubtful thing. Definitely the number of jobs which will be coming down, uh, it can happen because the productivity is going high and the work is getting completed into a rapid way. The number of jobs which are there at at the market at the moment will be coming down. That is, there's no doubt in that. But will that happen just right now? No, it will happen. It will take its own sweet time, 5 years or maybe 8 years, and then you will see a decline into the data roles jobs, because a lot of manual things, a lot of thinking goes here as well whenever you are doing analysis task, because the real world data is not so much clean. It is all messy. There are a lot of different wrong stuff which are there. We need to transform, clean, extrapolate, which definitely I'm not denying that AI can't do at the moment, but that capacity to think into a very manual way is still, we are very far from there. So it will definitely require some manual intervention at some point of the time. So that AI can't do, and AI can't take the job. Everybody can code, right? But how differently you think, that will matter the most. Now what you can do to upskill yourself so that AI won't take job. So first of all, you should be job ready for that. You should be well equipped with all the skill sets, so that AI won't be able to fool you. First of all, you should be knowing what is SQL. You should be knowing what is Python, Excel, and all these things. You should be well equipped with. Then only it is useful for you. You can take Gen AI courses, and once you are into the data analyst role, try to look for future, after 2 years, 3 years down the line. Where are you trying to see yourself, and prepare accordingly, according to that direction. And try to learn all, try to deep dive into some algorithms which you can learn, some machine learning algorithms which you can use for your purpose, enhancement purpose, career development purpose. And all these things will definitely help you to upskill yourself into AI. Friends, this was all around whether AI will be taking data analyst jobs or not. At the moment, no, but going ahead, we cannot say anything. So it is dangerous, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to buckle ourselves up and be ready for whatever comes our way. But we should be working hard, and that is the only way we have to figure out all of these different things. So, friends, this was all about the Q&A which I've done on to my Instagram channel, and I wanted to share all of these things into a lot of detail way. This was a much awaited video which I wanted to share here. If you want more such useful videos, you can check out my YouTube channel. Many people have got job through my advanced SQL playlist, my Excel playlists as well. So if you are looking for making a career into the data analyst role, this is the opportunity for you. Go on and look for the right opportunities. If you want more such videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more such informational video. Thank you so much.